So,
yeah.
Hi, YouTube. Hello. Look, I brought someone with me this time.
Hi.
What's your name, person?
My name's Mahogany.
Just a little quick thing. Does anyone notice what I did with my hair?
Oh yeah.
I cut it off. It was hard to work with.
Isn't it pretty? I like it.
I just heard someone say yes from the camera. Does that mean I've like reached YouTube nirvana, or do I have schizophrenia?
I'm gonna go with schizophrenia, but we'll worry about that later.
Okay. Because we have to talk about The Giver.
Yes.
Okay. If you liked The Giver, I'm so happy for you. You weren't disappointed. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. If you thought it was the best book adaptation in the world,
congratulations.
First of all, go watch Catching Fire, because that's the best book adaptation. Good adaptation. That's the best.
That's a good adaptation.
Yeah. But second of all, if you did, then, you know, you're probably hanging out with the people that thought Sea of Monsters was good, too.
And if that's the case...
God help you.
Once again, not that your opinion is invalid.
No, it's not. It's just, you know... We're entitled to ours, too.
Yeah.
And our opinion, I would say, overall as a book adaptation, very, very frustrating.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the best way to describe it.
Yeah, frustrating. That's the nicest way of putting it.
But I also want to say, before you go in the comments and be like, we knew that this wasn't going to be that great.
We walked into it
knowing we had our expectations low. And we were shocked. There were some things from the trailer that we were like, oh my gosh, if they do that, this isn't going to make any sense at all. And we freaked out when we saw it. Flip, yeah. But I would say overall, when we were there were a lot of things that we saw in the trailer that we were scared about, and we felt better about once we saw the movie.
Yeah, we did. We would look at each other and be like,
okay, that was good.
Okay.
That was good.
We pat each other and everything.
Yeah, so that was good. And we also drank before, so I think that helped
too.
A
little bit. It helped a little bit. That was done on purpose.
Yes, it was. But before you go like, oh, alcoholics, we just had one beer.
It was just
so
one.
Just calm down.
Just one.
Okay.
We are of age.
And second of all, Jesus turned water into wine, so can't be that bad.
It can't be that bad. My whole church had a complete sermon on it, so...
Really?
It did. And
did they serve shots after?
Literally, I walked out of there and I was just like, so, drinking is good.
I would say the things that were in the book, and this is the best review I can give, right? All the things that happened here, the majority of them were there and they were done well.
Yes.
What happened was, I feel like the filmmakers went, you know what, this doesn't have enough conflict, this isn't action-packed enough, so you know what,
we're gonna we're just gonna get rid of that.
Throw it away.
Add some stuff in there that...
Let's shoehorn in a romance that wasn't
not there. Let's
add
that there.
And yeah, and then let's also shoehorn in Meryl Streep. Yeah. Because you apparently can't make The Giver without Meryl Streep.
She has to be there.
And I feel like this is partly Divergent's fault, because they put Kate Winslet in as the villain.
Oh, she was in there as the villain.
She was, yeah. And so I feel like now, because book adaptations are... Oh, and who plays President Snow in The Hunger Games? He's a really big actor, too.
He's a big actor.
So is Woody Harrelson. I feel like book adaptations, it started with Harry Potter. They got huge actor,
people.
Right? And
huge people.
And then it's like, okay, but we're doing a book adaptation. Oh, shoot, there isn't a prominent enough role to put, like, Meryl Streep in. So we're just going to fabricate one out of our butts.
And give her this big, giant character that she's not supposed to have.
She is in the book for a chapter. No, two. Two, because... Yeah, it's two. Because one chapter is based off of 1 through 11... And then the last chapter is focused on the 12s.
Okay,
And Jonas's explanation of why he was passed over.
Okay, yeah. I don't know why, but I always just mashed
there
that
might
into
have been
one
three,
thing.
but there's like,
either way,
there's 20 chapters characters in the book,
Either
right?
way, yeah. Like,
there's no, like, that's not even that's not even, what? That's not even 30%, right?
Yeah. Either way, her character shouldn't have been so prominent in the movie at all.
It created... Second of all, why does Meryl Streep know that they're suffering? And she went... Do you know what I mean? It's not that she just knows that they're suffering and that they're better off doing what they're doing, but she listed things for the Giver when they were about to kill Fiona.
Like, she shouldn't know.
She shouldn't know what starvation is.
She doesn't have the memories.
She should definitely not know that warfare is mostly about fighting over an imaginary line in the sand.
She shouldn't know any of this. Why does she know this?
She's not the receiver of memory. The Giver and Jonas are the ones.
They should be the only people that know this. Only people.
What? I just didn't understand that. I didn't understand that. So, this movie, what I got from it, was all about triangles.
Yes.
Apples. Red apples.
Red apples.
Because
gotta add the red.
That's the first color that Jonas sees. Why does Jonas see all the colors at once?
That's not how that works. That's really not how that works. He gets like little fragmentations here and there. It's not like boom color.
Second of all, what was with that mark?
That mark, you guys have no idea. That mark really upset me. I was like, pale eyes. Pale eyes. No ugly little birthmark on their wrist.
Which I feel like they could have gotten away with because there are no people of color in this movie. So, it's not like some people having blue eyes is gonna be... Like... I don't know why we're gonna do that.
It's not...
And I realize that they're not blue before Jonas has color. I realize that. Mm-hmm. But there is definitely, like we were talking about, it's probably like a lighter gray.
Yeah, just like a lighter gray.
And maybe everyone else's eyes are brown.
Or brown. Just a darker color. And then their eyes are lighter. I mean, there's only three. It's Jonas, the Giver, the baby, and in the book there was one other girl.
Yeah, there's a girl. There's a six.
There's a six with pale eyes.
Yeah, and they actually talk about her, and he says, you're going to be training her next, probably, right? And he's like, yeah, but the problem is when you leave, the memories are going to be released, and then it's going to be way too late for me to train her. Yeah. Okay, let's also talk about the giving of memory at the end of the movie. Yeah. So, apparently Mahogany, this is a science fiction fantasy. Yeah. Didn't know that.
In case you guys were unaware.
Because you had a magic force field.
Who put that out there? Oh my god. Where did it even come from?
Do you know what it reminded me of? Stargate Atlantis.
Oh my goodness.
That's what it reminded me of.
Oh my goodness.
It totally did. Or like, I felt like they built Stonehenge and they did it wrong. Yeah. And they just put a force field.
Like, guys, we'll just have this here. We'll just fix this.
I like someone went, hey, do you want to put the magic force field like over by the tree or by Stonehenge? And like someone went, I mean, the tree isn't that great. I mean, we can think about it, but for right now, let's just put it here in Stonehenge.
Just put it here for right now.
And they're like, be fine. And because the joke in the book is that everything that goes to committee takes so long.
It takes forever.
It just never got fixed. Happens. Because, like...
So it just stayed. It just stayed. They brought it back. They're like, guys, what should we do? It never got settled.
Never got fixed.
Never got fixed.
So, and then they forgot about it because, they're really good at forgetting things.
Of course.
In this
world,
apparently.
It doesn't really matter because it shouldn't have been there.
But I get it. Okay? How Jonas left and then the thought of, okay, so Jonas has left, so then somehow the memories are going to go back to the people is kind of sketch.
It's vague.
In the book. It's vague. I reread it and I kept looking for like the thing that would explain to me why him leaving would give back the memories. Because Rosemary dies. Yeah.
And that's how that happens.
Yeah, and Jonas hasn't died. And we were talking about maybe it's like a metaphor because he goes to elsewhere. And in the book,
nobody knows what that is.
When you die, you go to elsewhere with a capital E. And maybe because they think he's dead. We don't know.
Not quite sure.
So, Louise Lowry, if you would like to...
let us
call us up and maybe take us for coffee.
I mean,
that would be
I
awesome.
would love that.
That would be.
I would love that.
That'd be great.
We'll email you.
Yeah.
We'll email you.
We'll send you a letter. And it'll have a weird picture of us going like, this book isn't about, oh, I love you, and now I know what love is, so I'm gonna take you with me, and we're gonna run off into something. That's not what this movie's about!
It really upset me. Like, that kiss? I could use a lot of bad words right now. It upset me. And then the second time it happened, I was like, the first one shouldn't have even happened.
Wait a minute. They kissed a second time?
Didn't she kiss him before he left?
I blocked that out of my brain.
Before he left,
I was so like, mad.
Yes. I was like, the first one shouldn't have even happened. Why was there a second one?
Don't hit the table.
Sorry, table. I think my main issue was that there were so many little things that they did wrong, and it just piled up.
Oh, yeah.
To where I'm unforgiving. If it was like a few things here and there, then I'd be like, okay, whatever.
Which has to happen. And you know,
I'll accept that.
If you want to like keep the camera focused on the community when Jonas leaves and shows us what the after effects are, that's fine. That would have been really interesting.
I wouldn't have mind.
I would have enjoyed that. And I feel like that's the really great thing about cinema versus a book. Because if you write a book in like first person narration, or everything is on in the book is based on what the one character or the two characters go through, then you don't have the luxury of like swinging the camera over to one side and showing another part.
Yeah. Which
I'm excited for, by the way, for Mockingjay Part 1, because we might actually see PETA in the Capitol.
Which I want to see.
I do, but I don't. I don't want to see PETA being tortured, but
I do.
I
love PETA, but I just want to know what's happening.
Right.
But I adore PETA.
Yeah.
That's my baby.
Yeah. Josh Hutcherson, if you see this,
you're my baby.
Before we started the video, we were talking, and I know this might be a really harsh opinion, but we don't even know if they should have made the movie.
I mean, if you have to add so many things into the movie in order to make people want to watch it, they shouldn't have made it. Because that's not what the book was.
And the book doesn't really have a lot of conflict. And the conflict is all internal inside of Jonas. And I realize that is very difficult to come across on film.
You can't really see internal conflict.
Yeah, I completely understand that.
That's understandable.
I feel like though you casted a really good actor, and you could have taken that farther, because he did great.
He did good. You guys definitely could have
don't know the guy's name, but he was hot.
He was very attractive.
Yeah.
I'm also hi. Whoever you are, if you're watching this.
Married, so.
I'm not.
Did you also say that you didn't like the way that they did the memory transfer? Not in terms of how they did it physically when they touched each other, but when they showed you the memories, when they just did like the B-roll of...
I mean, I thought it was pretty, the way that they did it. It's just...
It was cinematically beautiful.
It was gorgeous. It's just, I don't know, I wanted them to focus... Like, have a focus on what was actually in the book. Like, Jonas's first insight of pain was the sunburn.
Right.
Why was that not in there?
I don't know. They had the bee sting. Wait, I just reread it. There was no bee sting.
There was no bee sting in the book. There was no bee sting,
so you substituted...
a sunburn for bee sting, which... once again, was part of my issue of the tiny little details that they changed for no good reason.
Yeah,
That was unnecessary.
It was unnecessary. You could have CGI'd that in.
That's...
My God, you CGI'd in Stargate Atlantis.
But you couldn't CGI in a sunburn?
What?
Like, I just didn't understand.
Okay, so your final thoughts on The Giver.
Oh, good movie. Terrible adaptation. I can't look at it as just a movie because I read the book. All I can think about is that it's a terrible adaptation.
Yeah.
Jonas is cute. He did good. Gabe's cute. The baby, so he can't really do bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Giver, fantastic.
My final thought is Stargate Atlantis.
Shouldn't have been there.
Why? So, triangles, apples, Stargate Atlantis.
Yes.
Great. All right.
Yeah.
So, guys... have a great weekend. I don't know when you're watching this, but happy
something or other.
Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas. I don't know.
Halloween.
That's a holiday too.
It's my favorite.
Great. So thanks again for watching. It's my friend Mahogany. Yes, I am Katie, and you just watched the movie review of The Giver. So go read some books, and we'll come back later and we'll make some book magic happen.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah? All right. Yeah. Bye!
Adios, muchachos.
What she said.
Mm-hmm.